Okay, this is going to be a lesson on trying to find colors within your pet or your wildlife, whatever picture you have to work with. Um, Now, for this lesson, you're going to have to pick a minimum of 6 different locations on that picture within the actual animal itself to turn in, okay, to show me that you have selected at least a range of different values and areas of color on this picture, on your picture, okay? So the way you're going to do that is you're going to have to open your picture in PhotoView as I have right now. And then you're going to need to come over to your toolbar, which is over here on the left, and you're going to need 2 tools, okay? One is the eyedropper tool. If it's not showing for you, as it is for me, you can press down your keypad and then it'll expand over in these other tools that are hidden underneath that one. Typically for me, this one ends up being the default tool. So that's why I'm showing you this. But if I click on that and come down to eyedropper and select that, and now I have the eyedropper. Other tool I'm going to need now. There is a quick command, and because you're going to be switching back and forth between these tools, the quick command can really help you. And that's where if you press the letter I, just like if I put my cursor over this, you'll see beside eyedropper it has the letter I. If I press the letter I on my keyboard, it will select that tool without having to come over to the menu bar to select it. So my other tool I'm going to want is the brush tool right here. As you can see, it says brush tool and it has the letter B beside of it. So that's the quick command for the brush. So I'm going to click on brush and you see how that's highlighted, right? And if I come over here, you notice how the brush has sort of a circle for it. Well, that shows me how big of a brush is that I have for that right now. I feel pretty good about the size of that brush. Now I can zoom in on this picture by spreading my fingers apart onto the mouse pad, or I can do Control Plus. Let me get off that real quick. Oops. Okay. Now I accidentally made a mark. How do I undo something? Another quick command for that is Control Z. Okay. So let me zoom in on here. I'm going to do Control Plus. Actually, I'm on a Macintosh, so it's Command Plus. And I can zoom in or minus to zoom out, okay? Or I can use my fingers, which seems to be a little touchy, so kind of hard to navigate. So one other thing I want to show you. If my brush is too big or too small, I can go up here. Once it's selected, I can go up here to this options bar and press this little downward arrow, and then I have a size selection here, a slider. If I go really far with this, it could get ginormous. I don't want it to be ginormous, so I could scroll it back down. And actually, I can still see that circle. I can see what it is. I don't want to mark on here again, so I'm going to click up here to get that menu to go away. All right, now I'm going to do my little quick command for the eyedropper and press the I. And now I have my eyedropper. And here's what I'm going to go in and start selecting some things, okay? So remember, a minimum of 6 areas. So I would look for something that's in some lights and sort of some, I'll consider these to be lights, these to be kind of mid values through here, and then some darks, okay? So I would try to find some different areas, even maybe some different light areas here, whatever you can find in those to find differences. Okay, that's one of the main things we're looking for. So I'm going to start out with a minimum of 6, but I'll probably go a little more than that, but I don't want to overcomplicate things either. So let's try right here. Okay, I'm going to press and select it. That's what the eyedropper does. It selects that color. The way I can know that is down here in the lower left, this little box right here, that color is now represented from that area that I clicked on. And actually, I could click on this box and that shows me my color picker. And now what's really wild about that is it can actually show you then the family of color that it came from. So that is actually kind of a bluish color right there, okay? Although it's very gray, it's very desaturated, but it's still comes from the blue family, okay? Which is why I like showing students this. It might be a good eye opener. So I'm going to close this box. Let me get this in here so I can close it. So what I'm going to do now that I have this area selected, I'm going to press my B key and put that right there. Okay, just represent, that's where I got that color from. Okay, so now we're going to go selecting some others. I'm going to put my eyedropper again, press the I key. So I'm going to come down here and find something, maybe this color right here. I find that, I see that color kind of popping up through here like that. So I'm going to press on that one, and I'm going to put that color right there. Okay, I feel like that's a good color I need to know. It's almost like I'm color shopping. Okay, I'm like shopping for color that I'm going to need to make to get in order to complete this picture. So I'm going to come over here and now something maybe a little bit more mid-value. So I'm going to go right here, select on that, and there we got sort of basic brown. All right, so I'm going to press the I key again. Now let's go down here to some darks. Let's try something down this area. Let's try this right here. Okay, kind of typical kind of brown. So that's up to 4 colors already. Let me try, and I do have now a good representation of sort of a fairly light to mid kind of dark. Now I'm going to try to find kind of some areas of difference, that are different than what I've already got. That might be some kind of subtle, kind of strange. Kind of interested in this kind of gray right here. I feel like that's going to be something I see a lot through here that I'm going to need to know. Maybe right here might be a better area to select. And this is where maybe zooming in can help you because, yeah, look at that gray. Wow. I'm going to come over here and look at this. This looks like something that could be different than what's over there. So I click on that. And we got that. That doesn't maybe look too awfully different, but it's fairly different. So how many colors I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is the minimum requirement. Okay, in terms of what you need to turn into. Okay. But I'm going to go on a little bit further, and because I feel like there's some other areas, I've already done this a couple of times. I already know there's some areas that are pretty unique. I would like to kind of get into, which I feel like down here, this is a much lighter area than this light area here. So I'm going to click on that and select that. That does look quite a bit different than anything I've got so far. I'm interested in the nose over here, kind of what might be in the nose. So I'm going to click somewhere right here. Wow, that turned out kind of reddish. So let's try maybe something up in here. I'm kind of curious what this kind of base color is. That looks a little different. Maybe a little reddish compared to some of these other areas. Still kind of let me go ahead and just pick her. I'm just very curious what exactly that. It's kind of a red orange. Okay. All right, now this shoulder down here, I'm very interested in this. What's going on down here? This kind of more chest area. And right here, now I'm just kind of going crazy. So you can get carried away with this. All right. So I feel like I have kind of covered this cow in terms of, let me try this ear out here. And then I would like to, ooh, that turned out pretty red. maybe in this light area. Just it's probably mostly just white, of course, but just to kind of highlight the difference. Okay. So all right. So I have really speckled my cow with all these kind of different spots, but hopefully in that, what that really highlights is kind of the subtle changes and differences in color that can be within an image. Okay. And why you wouldn't necessarily want to paint something just with one mixture plus white and black. You'd want to kind of throw in some other little things in there. It could be red, it could be blue, it could be yellow, it could be any of those things, then to kind of tweak that color and kind of create little subtle differences and nuances. Some maybe a little more saturated, some a little more desaturated, right? And that's what really makes what we see, okay? All right, so what you're going to do to save this, to turn it in, remember it was a minimum of 6, but let's see how many I can end up doing actually here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Actually, there's one more I want to do right over here. That's a bit different. Okay, so 14 areas, okay. So I feel like once I though mix a couple of these, maybe just the minimum of 6, I could really understand what it is I'm looking at here. But you could always refer back to this as you're paying your cow, as I'm paying my cow, and then as you're paying your wildlife, whatever that is, to help you kind of determine what you're looking at in terms of the color and to paint that. Okay. So to save this, okay, so let's go over here. I do not want to overwrite my original image on my computer, so I'm going to go to File. I'm going to save, let's see, Export As. What more gives me? Okay, so I'm going to go to Export as JPEG. I was hoping it would give me, okay. Okay, name. Okay, I do not want to, again, I want to add to this, let's see, cow color. Okay, so whatever your image is, whatever your title is, just make sure it has color within it, and you're going to turn that into me, okay? So now I'm going to go to save. Hopefully it will, I think this will just save to my downloads. I'm pretty sure. So it saves somewhere on my computer. Okay. I'm just going to have to go find where that's at and then turn that in. Okay. And that's that.